Did you know that your mind is like a vast ocean with depths we've barely begun to explore? It's true. Scientists say we only use a tiny part of our brain's power. But here's the exciting part. You have the ability to dive deeper and unlock amazing abilities you never knew you had. Just imagine what you could do if you could tap into all that hidden potential. Well, you're in luck, because that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. We're going to discover how to unlock the full potential of your mind, and it's all tied to spiritual practices that anyone can learn. Now, you might be wondering, if I have all this potential, why haven't I used it before? That's a great question, and the answer might surprise you. The truth is, most of us are too caught up in the daily grind to even realize what we're capable of. Think about it. How often do you feel stressed out, worried about work, bills, or relationships? These everyday concerns can feel like a heavy fog, clouding our minds and blocking our true abilities. Many people feel stuck in their lives, like they're running on a hamster wheel, but not getting anywhere. Maybe you felt this way too. You work hard, you try your best, but somehow you still feel unfulfilled, like there's something missing. If this sounds familiar, don't worry. You're not alone. Millions of people feel the same way. But here's the good news. The solution to this problem isn't out there in the world. It's right inside you. This is where things get really exciting. You see, unlocking your mind's full potential isn't about learning complex techniques or buying expensive gadgets. It's about tapping into the incredible power that's already within you. It's a journey of self-discovery, of peeling back the layers to reveal your true self. And the best part? Anyone can do it. When we talk about unlocking your mind, we're talking about expanding your consciousness, becoming more aware of yourself and the world around you. It's about learning to quiet the constant chatter in your head so you can hear your inner wisdom. And as you do this, amazing things start to happen. People who unlock their mind's potential often find they have more peace in their daily lives. They become more creative, coming up with innovative solutions to problems that used to stump them. They often find more success in their careers and relationships. But perhaps most importantly, they discover a deep sense of fulfillment and purpose. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds great, but is it real? Can ordinary people really unlock these hidden abilities? The answer is a resounding yes. I know because I've experienced it myself. Let me share a bit of my own story with you. A few years ago, I was in a place that might sound familiar to many of you. I had a good job, a nice home, and loving family and friends. From the outside, everything looked great. But inside, I felt empty. It was like I was just going through the motions, living life on autopilot. I kept thinking, is this all there is? I tried all sorts of things to shake off this feeling. I worked harder, thinking maybe a promotion would make me feel better. I tried new hobbies, went on vacations, but nothing seemed to fill that void. I felt trapped in my own mind, limited by my own thoughts and beliefs. Then, by chance, or maybe it was fate, I stumbled across some articles about mindfulness and spiritual practices. At first, I was skeptical. I'm a practical person, and all this talk about expanding consciousness sounded a bit out there. But I was desperate for a change, so I decided to give it a try. I started small, just spending a few minutes each day practicing some simple techniques. At first, it felt awkward, and I wasn't sure if I was doing it right. But I stuck with it, and slowly but surely, things began to change. The transformation wasn't overnight, but it was profound. I started to feel more calm and centered, even when faced with stressful situations. My mind felt clearer, and I found myself coming up with creative ideas that surprised even me. I became more intuitive, often knowing the right thing to do without having to think it through logically. But the biggest change was how I felt inside. That emptiness I mentioned, it started to fill up with a sense of purpose and connection. I felt more alive, more in tune with myself and the world around me. It was like I had been living in a black and white world, and suddenly everything was in vibrant color. Now, I'm not saying my life became perfect. I still face challenges and have bad days like anyone else. But the way I approach these challenges has completely changed. I have tools now to navigate life's ups and downs, and a deep sense of inner peace that stays with me no matter what's happening on the outside. This personal journey is what inspired me to share these techniques with others. I've seen firsthand how unlocking the mind's potential can transform a person's life, and I believe everyone deserves to experience this for themselves. Before we dive into specific techniques, it's important to understand some basics about how our minds work. Don't worry, we're not going to get into complex neuroscience here. We're going to keep things simple and practical. First, let's talk about thoughts. Our minds are constantly buzzing with thoughts. It's been estimated that we have about 60,000 thoughts per day. That's a lot of mental chatter. And here's the kicker. Many of these thoughts are repetitive, and a lot of them are negative. We often don't even realize how much our thoughts influence our reality. You've probably heard the saying, "You are what you think." Well, there's a lot of truth to that. Our thoughts shape our perceptions, our emotions, and ultimately our actions. If we constantly think negative thoughts, we're likely to feel bad and act in ways that reinforce those negative beliefs. On the flip side, positive thoughts can lead to positive feelings and actions. But here's where it gets really interesting. When we talk about unlocking the full potential of your mind, we're talking about going beyond just positive thinking. We're talking about tapping into a deeper level of consciousness. Think of your mind like an iceberg. The thoughts you're aware of are just the tip of the iceberg, the part that's visible above the water. But there's a much larger part hidden beneath the surface. This is your subconscious mind, and it's incredibly powerful. Your subconscious mind stores all your memories, beliefs, and habits. It's like a supercomputer that's always running in the background, influencing your thoughts and actions without you even realizing it. When we talk about unlocking your mind's potential, we're talking about accessing and reprogramming this subconscious part of your mind. Now let's talk about consciousness. Consciousness is basically your awareness of yourself, your thoughts, and the world around you. Most of us go through life with a limited level of consciousness. We're aware of our immediate surroundings and our most obvious thoughts, but there's so much more we're missing. Expanding your consciousness means becoming more aware. It's like turning up the brightness on a dim screen. Suddenly, you can see so much more detail. As you expand your consciousness, you become more aware of your thoughts, your emotions, and the subtle energies around you. you start to notice patterns in your behavior and in the world that you never saw before. This is where the spiritual aspect comes in. Many spiritual traditions talk about higher levels of consciousness or awareness. They teach that as we expand our consciousness, we can tap into a greater wisdom and connect with something larger than ourselves. Whether you call this higher power God, the universe, or simply your higher self, the idea is that there's a source of wisdom and power that we can access when we learn to quiet our minds and tune in. Now, I know all this might sound a bit abstract. You might be wondering, okay, but how does this help me in my everyday life? That's a great question, and it leads us to the practical side of things. When you learn to tap into this deeper part of your mind and expand your consciousness, some amazing things can happen. Improved focus and concentration. You'll find it easier to stay focused on tasks and achieve your goals. Better emotional control. Instead of being at the mercy of your emotions, you'll learn to observe them and respond thoughtfully. Increased creativity. As you access your subconscious mind, you'll tap into a wellspring of creative ideas. Enhanced intuition. You'll develop a stronger gut feeling that can guide you in making decisions. Greater sense of peace. Many people report feeling a deep sense of inner calm and contentment. Improved relationships. As you understand yourself better, you'll also become more empathetic and understanding of others. Better health. Mind and body are closely connected, and many people find that as they reduce mental stress, their physical health improves too. These are just a few of the benefits that people often experience when they start to unlock their mind's potential. And the best part? You don't need any special equipment or skills to get started. All you need is an open mind and a willingness to try some new techniques. Now, before we get into specific techniques, there's one more important concept to understand: the mind-body-spirit connection. In Western culture, we often think of these as separate things. We go to a doctor for physical health, a psychologist for mental health, and maybe a spiritual leader for spiritual guidance. But many ancient wisdom traditions, as well as modern holistic approaches, recognize that these three aspects of ourselves are deeply interconnected. Your thoughts affect your physical health. Your physical state influences your mood and thoughts. And your spiritual well-being impacts both your mind and body. When we talk about unlocking the full potential of your mind, we're really talking about aligning and balancing all three of these aspects. It's like tuning a musical instrument. When all the strings are in harmony, you can create beautiful music. This is why the techniques we're going to discuss don't just involve mental exercises. They also include practices that engage your body and nurture your spirit. By working on all three aspects together, you can create powerful, lasting changes in your life. Now, I know we've covered a lot of ground here, and you might be feeling a bit overwhelmed. That's completely normal. Remember, unlocking your mind's potential is a journey, not a destination. You don't have to master everything overnight. In fact, trying to rush the process often backfires. The key is to start small and be consistent. Even just a few minutes of practice each day can start to make a difference. And as you begin to experience the benefits, you'll likely find yourself naturally wanting to dedicate more time to these practices. In the next part of our discussion, we're going to dive into some practical techniques you can start using right away to begin unlocking your mind's potential. These are simple yet powerful practices that have been used for thousands of years in various spiritual traditions. But don't worry, you don't need to be religious or spiritually inclined to benefit from them. These techniques work with the natural abilities of your mind and body, regardless of your beliefs. We'll start with one of the most fundamental practices, mindful breathing. This might sound too simple to be effective, but don't be fooled. Mindful breathing is like a key that can unlock the door to your inner world. It's a powerful tool for calming your mind, reducing stress, and increasing your awareness. After that, we'll explore the practice of positive affirmations. This technique harnesses the power of your thoughts to reshape your beliefs and ultimately your reality. We'll talk about how to create effective affirmations and how to use them for maximum impact. Then, we'll delve into the fascinating world of visualization. This is a technique used by many successful people, from athletes to entrepreneurs, to achieve their goals. But we'll also explore how visualization can be used as a spiritual practice to connect with your inner wisdom and expand your consciousness. As we go through each of these techniques, remember that the goal isn't to achieve perfection. It's to explore, to learn, and to grow. Every person's journey is unique, so some techniques might resonate with you more than others. That's perfectly okay. The key is to approach this with an open mind and a spirit of curiosity. You're about to embark on an exciting journey of self-discovery. You'll be amazed at what you can achieve when you start to unlock the full potential of your mind. So, are you ready to dive in? Let's get started. Let's start with one of the simplest yet most powerful techniques for unlocking your mind's potential: mindful breathing. Now you might be thinking, breathing? I do that all the time. And you're right. But mindful breathing is different from the automatic breathing we do throughout the day. It's about bringing your full attention to the act of breathing, and it can have some amazing effects on your mind and body. Here's how it works. Find a comfortable place to sit or lie down. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. Now, simply focus your attention on your breath. Notice the air flowing in through your nose or mouth. Feel your chest or belly rise as you inhale and fall as you exhale. Don't try to change your breathing. Just observe it. As you do this, you'll probably notice that your mind starts to wander. That's completely normal. Our minds are like playful puppies. They love to run around. When you notice your mind has wandered, gently bring your attention back to your breath. No need to get frustrated or judge yourself. Just come back to the breath. Try doing this for just a few minutes at first. You might be surprised at how challenging it can be to keep your focus on something as simple as breathing. But with practice, it gets easier. So why is this simple exercise so powerful? Well, it does a few important things. First, it helps calm your mind. When you focus on your breath, you're giving your mind a break from its constant chatter. This can help reduce stress and anxiety. Second, mindful breathing increases your awareness. As you practice, you'll start to notice more about your breath, your body, and your thoughts. This increased awareness is a key step in unlocking your mind's potential. Third, mindful breathing helps you stay in the present moment. Often our minds are stuck in the past, reliving old memories or regrets, or the future, worrying about what might happen. But life happens in the present moment. Mindful breathing helps anchor you in the here and now. I remember when I first started practicing mindful breathing. At first, it felt a bit awkward, and I wasn't sure if I was doing it right. But I stuck with it, doing just a few minutes each day. After a couple of weeks, I started to notice some changes. I felt calmer throughout the day. I was better able to focus on my work. And I found myself reacting less to stressful situations. One day I was stuck in heavy traffic and normally would have felt frustrated and anxious. But I found myself automatically taking deep, mindful breaths. To my surprise, I felt calm and relaxed, even in the middle of a traffic jam. That's when I realized how powerful this simple technique could be. Now that we've explored mindful breathing, let's move on to another powerful technique: positive affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself. They might sound simple, but they can have a profound effect on your mindset and your life. Here's the basic idea behind affirmations. The thoughts we think most often shape our beliefs about ourselves and the world, and our beliefs, in turn, shape our actions and our experiences. So by consciously choosing positive thoughts and repeating them regularly, we can start to reshape our beliefs and, ultimately, our reality. Now you might be wondering, can simply repeating some positive words really make a difference? The answer is yes, but there's a bit more to it than that. Effective affirmations aren't just about saying nice things to yourself. They're about reprogramming your subconscious mind. Remember when we talked about how your subconscious mind is like a powerful computer running in the background? Well, affirmations are like updating the software on that computer. You're giving your subconscious mind new instructions to work with. Use the present tense. Phrase your affirmations as if what you want is already true. For example, instead of saying, "I will be confident," say, "I am confident." Keep them positive. Focus on what you want, not what you don't want. Instead of, "I don't want to be stressed," try, "I am calm and relaxed." Make them personal. Use I statements to make your affirmations about you. Keep them simple and specific. Short, clear statements are easier for your mind to grasp. Add emotion. Try to really feel the truth of your affirmations as you say them. Here are a few examples of powerful affirmations. I am capable of achieving my goals. I am worthy of love and respect. I face challenges with courage and creativity. I am growing and improving every day. I radiate confidence and positivity. Now, how do you use these affirmations? The key is repetition. You can say your affirmations out loud or in your head. Some people like to write them down. You might want to start your day with affirmations. Repeat them during your lunch break, or say them before you go to sleep at night. As you practice your affirmations, you might notice some resistance. A little voice in your head might say, "That's not true," or "Who are you kidding?" This is normal. It's just your old beliefs trying to hold on. When this happens, don't fight it. Just gently return to your affirmation. I remember when I first started using affirmations, I chose the affirmation, "I am confident and capable." At first it felt a bit silly and I didn't really believe it. But I kept at it, repeating my affirmation several times a day. After a few weeks, I noticed something interesting. I was speaking up more in meetings at work. I was more willing to take on challenging projects. And when I faced obstacles, I found myself thinking, I can handle this. My affirmation was becoming true. It's important to remember that affirmations aren't magic. They work best when combined with action. If you're affirming that you're confident, for example, look for opportunities to act confidently. This creates a positive feedback loop. Your affirmations inspire action, and your actions reinforce your affirmations. Now let's explore another powerful technique for unlocking your mind's potential: visualization. Visualization is the practice of creating vivid mental images of what you want to achieve or experience. It's like daydreaming with a purpose. Many successful people, from Olympic athletes to business leaders, use visualization to enhance their performance and achieve their goals. But visualization isn't just for achieving external success. It's also a powerful tool for personal growth and spiritual development. Here's how visualization works. When you vividly imagine something, your brain responds as if it were actually happening. This might sound strange, but it's backed up by science. Brain scans show that when people visualize an action, it activates many of the same neural pathways as actually performing that action. Find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths to relax. Choose what you want to visualize. It could be a goal you want to achieve, a quality you want to develop, or a positive experience you want to have. Create a mental image of what you've chosen. Make it as vivid and detailed as possible. Use all your senses. What do you see? What sounds do you hear? What do you feel, smell, or taste? Immerse yourself in this mental image. Feel the positive emotions associated with it. If you're visualizing achieving a goal, feel the joy and satisfaction of success. Hold this visualization for a few minutes or as long as feels comfortable. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes and return to the present moment. You can practice visualization for just a few minutes a day, or you can do longer sessions if you prefer. The key is to make it a regular practice. Now you might be wondering, how is this different from just fantasizing? The difference is in the intention and the follow-through. Visualization is a tool to help you clarify your goals, boost your motivation, and prepare your mind for success. But it's most effective when combined with action in the real world. For example, if you're visualizing yourself giving a successful presentation at work, you would also prepare and practice in real life. The visualization helps reduce anxiety, boosts your confidence, and helps you perform better when the actual event comes. But visualization isn't just for achieving external goals. It can also be a powerful spiritual practice. You can use visualization to connect with your inner wisdom, explore different aspects of yourself, or even imagine sending healing energy to yourself or others. I remember when I first started practicing visualization. I was preparing for a job interview and I was feeling really nervous. So I decided to try visualizing a successful interview. I imagined myself walking into the room confidently, answering questions with ease, and building a great rapport with the interviewers. I practiced this visualization every day for a week before the interview. To my surprise, when the actual interview came, it felt familiar. I was much calmer than I expected, and I found myself responding to questions just as I had in my visualizations. The interview went great, and I got the job. But the benefits of visualization go beyond just achieving specific goals. Regular practice can help you become more creative, reduce stress, and even boost your overall sense of well-being. It's a powerful tool for shaping your inner world, which in turn shapes your outer reality. As you practice visualization, remember that it's not about forcing yourself to only think positive thoughts. It's about consciously choosing where to direct your mental energy. You're learning to use your imagination in a purposeful way to support your growth and well-being. Like with any new skill, visualization might feel a bit awkward at first. You might find it hard to create clear mental images, or your mind might wander. That's okay. Be patient with yourself. With practice, it gets easier and more natural. Now that we've explored these powerful techniques, mindful breathing, positive affirmations, and visualization, you might be wondering, how do I fit all of this into my busy life? That's a great question, and it brings us to a crucial point: the importance of making these practices a habit. You see, unlocking the full potential of your mind isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing process, a journey of growth and discovery. And like any journey, it's the small, consistent steps that lead to big changes over time. The good news is, you don't need to spend hours each day on these practices to see benefits. In fact, starting with just 5 to 10 minutes a day can make a significant difference. The key is consistency. Choose a specific time. Pick a time of day when you can consistently set aside a few minutes for yourself. Many people find that first thing in the morning works well, as it sets a positive tone for the day. But if you're not a morning person, that's okay. Choose a time that works for you. Start small. Begin with just 5 minutes a day. It might not seem like much, but it's enough to get started. As you get more comfortable with the practices, you can gradually increase the time if you wish. Combine techniques. You might want to start with a minute or two of mindful breathing to center yourself. Then spend a minute or two repeating your chosen affirmation. Finally, end with a brief visualization exercise. Be flexible. While it's good to have a routine, don't be too rigid. If you miss a day, don't beat yourself up about it. Just get back to it the next day. Track your progress. Consider keeping a simple journal where you note how you feel before and after your practice. This can help you stay motivated as you start to notice positive changes. Remember, the goal isn't perfection. It's progress. You might have days where your mind feels extra chatty during your breathing practice, or where your visualizations aren't as vivid. That's completely normal. The magic is in showing up for yourself day after day, even when it doesn't feel particularly special or profound. I remember when I first started my daily practice. I set my alarm for 10 minutes earlier each morning, thinking I'd jump right into it. But I found myself hitting the snooze button more often than not. So I adjusted. I decided to do my practice right after my morning coffee instead. That small change made it much easier to stick to my routine. At first it felt a bit forced. I'd check the clock, waiting for my 5 minutes to be up. But after a couple of weeks, something shifted. I started to look forward to this quiet time with myself. I noticed I was calmer throughout the day, more focused at work, and better able to handle stress. Now, several years later, my morning practice feels as essential as brushing my teeth. It's just part of how I prepare myself for the day, and on the rare days when I skip it, I can really feel the difference. As you embark on this journey, Be patient and kind to yourself. Remember, you're learning a new skill. Just like learning to play an instrument or speak a new language, it takes time and practice, but the rewards are well worth the effort. Your mind is incredibly powerful, and these practices are tools to help you tap into that power. As you make them a part of your daily life, you'll likely start to notice changes. Maybe you'll feel calmer or more focused. Perhaps you'll find yourself handling challenges with more ease. You might even start to see new opportunities that you hadn't noticed before. But beyond these external changes, there's something even more profound that can happen. As you consistently turn your attention inward and connect with your deeper self, you may discover a sense of peace and wholeness that was there all along, just waiting to be uncovered. As we come to the end of our exploration, let's take a moment to reflect on the incredible journey you're about to embark upon. Unlocking the full potential of your mind is not just about achieving more or being more productive. It's about discovering who you truly are, beyond the limitations of your habitual thoughts and beliefs. We've covered a lot of ground in this discussion. We've talked about the untapped power within your mind and the obstacles that might be holding you back. We've explored the mind-body-spirit connection and how aligning these aspects of yourself can lead to profound transformation. We've also delved into practical techniques that you can start using right away. Mindful breathing to calm your mind and increase your awareness. Positive affirmations to reshape your beliefs and boost your confidence. Visualization to clarify your goals and connect with your inner wisdom. Remember, these techniques are not just abstract concepts. They are practical tools that have been used for thousands of years by people seeking to unlock their potential and live more fulfilling lives. And now they're available to you. As you begin to incorporate these practices into your daily life, remember that this is a journey. There will be ups and downs, moments of clarity, and moments of confusion. That's all part of the process. The key is to approach it with an open mind and a spirit of curiosity. Don't be surprised if you start to see changes in various areas of your life. You might find yourself feeling more calm and centered, even in stressful situations. You may notice improvements in your relationships as you become more aware and present. You might even discover new abilities or interests that you never knew you had. But perhaps the most profound change will be in how you see yourself. As you peel back the layers of limiting beliefs and habitual thought patterns, you may discover a deeper, wiser, more capable version of yourself. You may start to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles to be feared. Remember, you have everything you need within you to start this journey. Your mind is an incredible tool with vastly more potential than most of us realize. By learning to use it more effectively, you're opening the door to a world of possibilities. So as you move forward from here, I encourage you to take that first step. Start small if you need to. Even just a minute or two of mindful breathing can make a difference. Be patient with yourself and celebrate every small victory along the way. And always remember, this journey is yours. While the techniques we've discussed can be powerful tools, how you use them is up to you. Trust your intuition and don't be afraid to adapt these practices to fit your unique needs and lifestyle. You're standing at the beginning of an exciting path of self-discovery and growth. The journey to unlocking your mind's full potential is one of the most rewarding adventures you can embark upon. It's a journey that can lead to greater peace, fulfillment, and a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. So take a deep breath, set your intention, and take that first step. Your mind's full potential is waiting to be unlocked. And the best time to start? Right now. Thank you for joining me on this exploration. I wish you all the best on your journey to unlocking the full potential of your mind. Remember, every great achievement starts with the decision to try. You've already taken that first step by engaging with this information. Now, the rest of the journey awaits. Embrace it with an open heart and an open mind, and watch as the magic unfolds.